Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Barakatah. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect men, the 144,000 chosen, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Adah with a short lesson, trying to see if we can peek into the wonder, the beauty of Yahawashi. Yahawashi, the harper, the lead, the chief musician, the head son, the head prophet, the head musician, man. Which goes into what? This truth. This truth is likened unto a new song, the song of Moses. Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi being an ultimate lyricist, right? The ultimate writer of dark sayings, dark speech, riddles, similitudes, sayings that have multiple meanings, but not confusing, and the uniqueness or the exclusivity of understanding it, which shows the value of a thing. It's not available to just anyone or everyone. Salakia, really quick. Let me set this setting. I was in the spirit last night thinking about some things, and right now the spirit has me considering. And Yahweh's very masterful at how he gets things done. At least with me being a little hard-headed, I've been knowing that I need to fast for a while. My weight is I've gained a lot of weight in the last 7 years. I've never been this physically heavy. I've always understood the power of fasting, but I've also never had the self-discipline to actually apply it or the humility to access it. And I said I understand. I understood it from a distance, from like a Christian perspective. And now that I'm in this truth, and I've been blessed with the position to learn from GMS, I've been learning things that I never knew before. Learning this heritage of ours, and fasting is a major part of that. I want to go into let me read some precepts. I don't want to come off as being all over the place, but I want to submit everything to Yahawashi, our most beloved elder brother, the only begotten son of Yahweh, the Most High, Yahweh Tazabawath Ka, the Lord of hosts, the God of armies, the power of armies, on both the right and left hand side. And Yahawashi being that only begotten son, that very unique and special son, who is what? He's our Redeemer. He's our sanctifier. He's been made wisdom unto us and righteousness unto us. And only in him can we obtain all these things, right? So we have Isaiah 57. For thus saith the high and lofty one, this is the Most High, that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy. And what's his name? His name is Yahweh. And Yahawashi comes in his name. I dwell in the high and holy place with him that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. So I want to see if I can break this up. We understand that no man can come unto the Father except by what? Except by Yahawashi. When you go into the wisdom of Solomon, you see Ban Malak Dawadah, the son of Dawadah, the son of David, who is Yada Yaja, or Jedediah, as they try to say in English, the King Solomon, breaking down the mysteries and the wonderment of what wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is. And he's doing it so eloquently, but he's doing it because he's the first, he's the head son, bro, and it's appropriate, it's right that capacity, it was given to him first, and that he would be able to dance that out, sing that out, harp that out in such a way that it authenticates who he is, because no one could speak about the wisdom of the Most High like the only begotten Son. And we understand that, that King Solomon is Yahawashi in his lot, right, in his reincarnation. So, and also Yahawashi, even King Solomon, speaks about humility. about being humble. There's a major aspect of humility in Yahawashi that goes into one of his fragrances. It's in his smell. It's in the aroma of his very being, that he is humble. And humility isn't not taking credit. It's being positioned correctly, right? But humility is dependence. What did Yahawashi say? Those who humble themselves like children. Remember, why was he saying that? Because he does the same thing. Humble yourselves as a child. Humble yourselves. And he was saying this to men. Masculine men who understood their heritage. Masculine men who hadn't had the curse of fatherlessness hit them yet. So these were men. You guys, we have head wounds, bro. We got big old gashes in our spiritual heads, in our heads from we don't know. Israelite men do not know the perfectionism of fatherhood and sonship. And it's part of the punishment, you guys. And it's a major aspect of being a father and a son, and being that way publicly, or allowing an elect few to see the father engage with his son, and Yahawashi engage with his father. The father was constantly vocalizing out loud during Yahawashi's ministry, "This is my son, in whom I am well pleased. This is my son, in whom I am well pleased." Yeah, and Yahawashi was what? He was constantly talking about his father's business. He was constantly talking about his father's business, and the father was constantly affirming him publicly. And this was taking place before who? The nation of Israel, predominantly the southern kingdom. It doesn't exclude the northern kingdom, but predominantly the southern kingdom, the head tribe was allowed to see this, right? To behold and witness this. And out of everybody in Israel, only the elect were the ones who were perceiving it correctly. Because it goes back into 2nd Ezra. My son will be revealed to those who are with him. Yahawashi is the secret of Yahweh. This is a multi-layered, powerful reality that is likened into a new song, right? Which is an orchestra, a composition where you have a composer and a conductor, and then you have the instruments, you have the artists, or you have the harpers harping as they are led, as they keep their eyes on the conductor. I'm going to pull a couple of videos just to give you a visual of this. As we look at and behold Yahawashi is being lifted up. As we look at him, not only are we being healed, sanctified, and renewed, we're also being directed. He's telling this prophet, this apostle, to play this note. He's telling this apostle over here and that prophet over there to play this note. The notes aren't contrary. The notes aren't contradicting. The notes aren't confusing. They complement each other like a seasoned meal. You got salt here, paprika there, cumin there. Salakia for the acknowledgement, the allegory or the of spices. But that's the same. Music is the same way. You have a stringed instrument here, a wind, a percussion instrument over here, and when you play them, and they're all complementing each other, it's a sound that can be comprehended. It's not chaos. That's what Yahawashi is doing with the elect. Humble yourselves as children. Look at this. What's a child, you guys? It's completely dependent on their parents. A child is not afraid to ask its mom and dad for stuff. I need this. I can't feed me, clothe me, wash me, show me how to wash myself. When you're a child, you're not doing things on your own, bro. Your parents are involved in everything that you do. Everywhere you go, they're with you, right? We have to have this element with us even as adults. Whosoever, look at Matthew 18:4, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. He's talking about a rulership kingdom. He's talking about a rulership kingdom of adults, priests and kings and priests, who are also what? Like children. Who not like children in morality, not like children in judgments, children in dependence. We need Yahweh. We need Yahawashi. We need the Elohim involved in our daily activities. We got to be dependent, submissive, humble underneath our parental, our headship authority, right? And there's an element of humility that can only be tapped in when we are fasting and praying. It's not just an attitude, it's an actual posture. Okay, so look, let's go back to these. Isaiah 57. Let me make sure I got that. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm not. Isaiah. Let me see, boom, 15. Let's get this, man. I used to like this precept when I was a Christian, right? And now I'm understanding it more because I'm in the truth. Isaiah 57:15. For thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy. We know his name is Yahweh. We know his son's name is Yahawashi. I dwell in the high and holy place. What is this high and holy place? That's a chariot. That's the fathership. That's his throne where he's enthroned. I believe we see it in Daniel 5 or 9 or 7. Let's get that. Let's hold on. Let's get this. Look, man. Daniel, let me find it really fast. Salakia. The wheels of fire. The wheels of fire. The wheels of fire by his throne, which is that's his armada. It's his embattlement. It's all his ships for war. Daniel 7:9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. He's enthroned. He's sitting down. But where's he? He's on his throne. Where? In the fathership. He's in the chariot, whose garments was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. What are those wheels? Those are UFOs. Those are chariots, because he's surrounded. If you go to the next one, look at verse 10. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. So he's got a river of life. He's got a river of the Spirit just gushing out of him. Right? Thousands and thousands ministered unto him. Who is this? These are your Alahayim, bro, on the right and left hand side. They're going back and forth from him into the earth, imposing his right and left hand expressions in the earth. And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set and the books were opened. So when you go back to this precept right here, Isaiah 57, for thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place. This is the high and holy place, right? And look, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit. So all of these powers, there's a humility about them. There's an etiquette, you guys. There's a conduct, right? And then this is being revealed. This secret is being revealed to the prophets to tell to the elect of the Israelites, this is how you behave yourself. Look at the Most High as your father. Look at Yahawashi as your most beloved elder brother, right? And have a childlike dependence and need to desire the sincere milk. I need power from you. I depend on power from you. I absolutely need you for nourishment. And when I'm talking about spiritual power, man, spiritual power is our food, you guys. You Negroes, y'all gonna learn how to eat that. We're gonna eat spiritual power. That's our food, man. With him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble. Look, so we need to get our gas tanks filled. To revive the spirit of the humble and to revive the heart of the contrite. I am 54 years old. I am about 380 pounds. I've never been this heavy. I am morbidly obese. I'm being transparent with you guys. I am starting to experience a major pain in my left leg and my knee. And I know it's due to my body. I've been doing some research. If the human body goes about 17 hours without food, you go into a state of autophagy. I want to pull this up. Let me see if I can find a very short video on autophagy. I want you guys to see this. This is what I've been studying, and I recently did a 36-hour fast. I was not even hungry when I broke my fast. I begged Yahweh, Hashem Yahawashi, Baba Gasha, please just give me the ability to fast. Get this left-handed resistance off of me, or the addiction of the food, of the defiled food that we have here in America. Help me to submit, because I see what's happening. I did a 36-hour fast. The only reason why I broke it is because I had a big job last week that I had to go tag all these tanks, so I broke the fast. And when I ate, I realized, wow, man, every time I eat, I'm putting this Babylonian diet into this temple multiple times a day. And your body, as you get older, you can only process so much of the food. You can only eliminate so much waste where it begins to build up into your cells. Well, what's our body? It's the temple. And as your cells get full of waste, it has nowhere to go. And you start to develop diseases. You start to become lethargic. It starts to affect your mind. There's so much. So when you go into a apophagy state, your body begins to burn and dump all of this waste that's inside of it, and you're sweeping out your temple, which then allows for your body to begin healing itself. And I began to experience this. Check this out.
This is about you.
It's a powerful healing tool that activates our body's natural repair mechanisms. In this video, I'm going to make the case as to why fasting is the cure to the ailments that you face, the future ailments that I face, and that we face as a human civilization. So stick around to the end as I uncover all the details that.
And so what is this? What is the precept? What does the Spirit say about Esau? He's done a diligent search. He's wiser than Daniel. The information that we were given in the ancient world is being verified today. One thing, you don't mix fabrics, because that's the Most High. He gave us that order. If you're going to wear cotton, everything has to be cotton. If you're going to wear silk, everything has to be worn with silk. Why though? Because every fabric has its own frequency, and when you put contrary fabrics together in clothing, it causes a jamming or a disruptive frequency, which then begins to affect your body. We understand that now through Esau's left-handed science, but we were given that commandment ages ago. It's the same thing with fasting. I believe it's in Isaiah 58 where it talks about the type of fast that the Most High is ordained for us. And he lists the requirements and the functionalities of that fast. And one of the benefits of fasting is the healing of the body. It's not just the fact that the Most High himself is going to heal you. It's the fact that he knows, Salaki, how he designed the human body, that when you go without eating, your body then shifts into this autophagy state, and it begins to sweep itself out. And as a result of it sweeping itself out, it's then able to dump and release cancer cells and cells of disease. We were given this wisdom in the ancient world without the explanation of it. We were required to have faith and trust. Faith pleases him, and as a result, we would get these benefits that we are now able to peek into through the scientific world of Esau on the left-hand side, if that makes any sense.
Are going to prove that fasting will change your life for the better. I'm Dr. Nick Zarowski. Thanks for hanging out with me in this video today. Let's go ahead and dive in. The first topic that we have to talk about that's critically important when it comes to fasting and as to why it's so powerful is the topic of autophagy. When you're fasting, your body's going to enter this state of autophagy. And when this autophagy is triggered during the fasting process, the body's going to start removing damaged cells, organelles, breaking down pathogens and proteins that are dysfunctional, and as a result, reducing inflammation and promoting longevity. Whenever fasting, we have to look at when we are going to enter into autophagy, and this typically happens at the 17-hour mark. Now, there's reason to believe that those who are metabolically healthy can get into autophagy sooner than those who are metabolically unhealthy, as in you're facing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. But on average, we can put 17 hours as a good marker as to when your body will enter into autophagy when fasting. So when this autophagy is activated, it's going to help remove these toxins, cellular waste. It's going to reduce the risk of neurodegeneration, such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, which so many people face today, and even dementia. It also is going to support tissue regeneration. And it's for this reason that whenever I face any ailment in my life, I always turn to fasting. It's something that has proven to help me, whether it's a joint ache, a skin rash, or a gastrointestinal issue. And I'm going to break down all the details.
So I don't want to go too deep into this, but you see, let me see, find his here, find his page, and check some of this stuff out. Okay, I'm going into this, man. I need to, and I'm telling you right now, I did a 36 no food fast. I wanted to go. I'm going to start another one tonight. I'm not saying it because I'm bragging. I don't fast, you guys. I need to fast or I'm going to die. And I experienced this week, by doing this, I experienced what it says here. For thus saith the high and lofty one, that inhabit the eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble. Right there. I got a jolt. I got a renewal of strength and vitality in my inner man. Let me see. To revive. Where are you at? Revive. To revive. Right there. To revive. Let's look at the blue letter. To live. Have life. To remain alive. To sustain life. Live, prosper, live forever. Be quickened. To be alive. Be restored to life or health. That is what I experienced in this 36-hour fast, which now is empowering me to begin another one tonight, this evening. Because now I see the ultimate benefits of it. I'm not grudgingly looking, I got to fast, I got to stop. No, I absolutely have to stop eating. This diet is absolutely horrendous as it is. So I'm going into this showing that Yahawashi, let's get some more precepts, okay? I want to show that Yahawashi is that humility. He's that humble son, and he's also the conductor of the composition of his father, and we are the harpist, and as long as we keep our eyes on him, he's going to order us on how to play correctly. Does that make sense? Look at these precepts. Just to give you really quick, I want to make this, I'm just doing a real quick, Matthew 4:2, and when he fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungered. Why did Yahawashi fast? He was humbling himself to his father, but also it goes back to here, right here. This is a prayer that Yahweh is answering King Solomon. And King Solomon sends up this awesome priestly prayer when he dedicates the temple to Yahweh, going into captivity, restoration from our enemies, all kinds of stuff, having forgiving of our sins. You got to read the prayer. But this is what Yahweh says to King Solomon, who we know now is Yahweh. Look what he says, 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land. Now mine eyes shall be opened, and my ears attent unto the prayer that is made in this place. What's he talking about? He's talking about the temple. Well, what's the temple today? The bodies of the elect men, bro. 16, for now have I chosen and sanctified this house, that my name may be there forever, and mine eyes and mine heart shall be there perpetually. As for thee, if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked, and do according to all that I have commanded thee, and shalt observe my statutes and my judgments. We are that house. We're the New Jerusalem now. We're the temple of the Holy Spirit. So the spiritual sacrifices are no longer being burnt on the altar. They're being our own fat is being burned in these fasts, in this autophagy state. We are on that altar of sacrifice, and we're in a spiritual fire, burning up a consistent incense before the Most High in a humble state to become humble, to get our spirits revived, right? Because you can only go into this place from a humble perspective, right? And as we watch Yahawashi be humble, because he was fasting, this 40-day fast that he did when he came down as Yahawashi, I believe it was connected to what he knew he did when he was King Solomon, you guys. That's what the Spirit's been showing me. Yahawashi fasted for 40 days in his lot as Yahawashi because he was tapping into everything he did in his past lives, mainly as King Solomon before Yahweh. He was not only getting revived and getting power, right, and humbling himself before his father, he was acknowledging his past lost sins because he knew he was going to have to offer up his blood. All right, so we got to follow the same suit. Look at Joel. Now, what happened with us? We went into captivity after Yahawashi went to the cross, right? That was 2 days ago, 2,000 years ago. We are now waking up. We are waking up in the time of Joel. What do I mean by that? This prophecy is now coming to pass. Sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of Yahweh our God, and cry unto Yahweh. That's Joel 1:14. And then there's another one, Joel 2. Hold on, let me see, where are you at, Joel? There's supposed to be another one. I thought I had it. Let's find it. Joel 2. It's mentioned twice in that book. And we know that Joel is a today prophecy because it mentions the ICBM missiles. It mentions the 200 million men army, which we understand are the ICBM missiles, the arrows that are shot from the ends of the earth to destroy Mystery Babylon, America, the land of the north, and turn it into the lake of fire. Call. Let me see. Call for a fast. Let me see. Joel. There should be one in 114, and there should be 2:15. Salakia. So Joel 2:15. So it says it twice. Joel 2:15, and usually, pretty much, and we understand by the Spirit, by Joseph's interpretation of the dream, that when something's mentioned twice or more times, it's established of Yahweh B'Shem Yeshai. Joel 2:15. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly. So the Spirit is showing us that in the time that we would understand that the 200 million men, see, because Renaissance Western Christianity teaches that the 200 million men army in Joel is the Chinese, is the Red Army. They say that prophecy is talking about the Chinese man. Of course, the so-called white man would say that, because according to the so-called white man, every melanated man on earth is a fucking enemy or a threat, but the so-called white man is always only the savior, when in fact he's the fucking wicked, he's Esau. But that's how Renaissance Western Christianity explains Joel. They say, oh, they see the number 200 million, right? They don't associate that with warheads. They don't associate the way that the men are described on the horses, which is not a human description, right? Oh, those are the Chinese. No, it's not the Chinese. So, but what am I getting at? The humility. We see the humility of Yahawashi. We see Yahawashi saying, humble yourselves like children. We see fasting is humble. And we understand that Yahawashi, he's the head son. He's also the conductor of the song, right? He's the conductor of the song. And what are these precepts going to? We understand that King Solomon wrote these. So look, Proverbs 25:16. Hast thou found honey? How do you find honey? Think about this. Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it up. So people would read this and think, oh yeah, honey's sweet. You can eat too much of it and get sick. You probably can, but that's not what this is talking about. It's talking about pride. Don't get so full of wisdom. Don't learn so much through your wisdom, knowledge, understanding that you become puffed up. And then because of your pride, you go back to your old ways of pride, which is vomit. That's what you go back to the table of vomit, because now you're walking in arrogancy. I know that already. I now know this. Look at me. Look at the next precept. Proverbs 25:27. It is not good to eat much honey. What does this mean? We understand it. What does it say? It says in Proverbs, with all thy getting, get understanding. So that means you're getting a lot, right? Understand to be humble. It is not good to eat much honey, comma. Now it gives you a peep into the dark, saying, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. Meaning, don't get so much wisdom and understanding that now you're looking around to see if anyone's looking at you. Look at all the revelations I'm getting. Look how amazing I am. Because it lines up with this. Why? Because Yahawashi, He's got all the breakdowns. Yahawashi's got all the honey, all the milk. Bro, he's got milk and honey is under his tongue. It says that in Song of Solomon. Everything. And what does Yahawashi say in the Song of Solomon? Talking about his father. He says, his mouth is most sweet. So what do we see? We see Yahawashi again from his exalted state, exalting his father again. It's all he does. Yahawashi always makes his father look amazing, makes his father look good. He waits on his father. He humbles himself before his father. He worships and exalts his father. And then what does his father do? His father affirms him in front of everybody and highly exalts him in front of everybody. And that is the father and son relationship that we learn how to operate in as we look at Yahawashi, and he directs our paths. He shows us how to play the harp through humility, look, through instruction, through conduct, right? Look, Revelations 1. So we see John, right? John is looking at Yahawashi. What is Yahawashi doing? Yahawashi is ordering John on how to play the harp. Look at verse 11. Saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest, what I give to you in your pineal gland, what I give to you in downloads. Now I want you to write in a book. How do you write? What does that mean? I want you to harp it out. I want you to play it out. I want you to write down these lyrics. I want you to write down these melodies. I want you to write down this new song, this prophecy. And when you get it written down in these digital epistles, you're going to get better and better with it at skill, and you're going to be able to play it. Look, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest, because I'm giving you the ability to hear and see, write in a book and send it unto the 7 churches. Harp it out to the 7 churches. Play the new song, which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira. Peter, do you love me? Feed my sheep. Peter, do you love me? Feed my lambs. Peter, do you love me? Feed my sheep. And unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea. And I turn to see the voice, the doctrine, the 100% truth, the prophecies, the instructions, the milk and honey, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the word of God, Yahawashi, that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Why? Because he's so full of wisdom. Look at the next one, Revelations 14. So now we see Yahawashi not just with John, not only with John, but with all of the elect, man. Look, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads, Yahweh. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song. That's that doctrine, before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn. There goes that exclusivity. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. What does that mean? We're not paying attention to the lyrics and to the melodies, to the wine of Esau, of the other nations. We're exclusive for Yahawashi, and we only declare what his voice says. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth, because we're always looking at him, and because we're always looking at him, we're conforming, and we're moving into his image. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits of God and of the Lamb. Let's get something that shows a composer, or let me see, a conductor. Let me see, a conductor of a symphony. Of a symphony. Let's see if we can find something. Just so you can see what Yahawashi. There it is. Okay. Boom. This is Yahawashi, you guys. So I'm giving you a type and shadow of what he's doing. Now, of course, you see all these Edomites because they want to beat Jacob so bad, right? But most of this music that they're composing or they're redoing is music that they stole from Jacob and said some Edomite made it, because they want to be the kings and priests so bad. But these are, I'm trying to see if I can. Let me see. Here, let me see. I just want to give you. So there goes. So okay, Beethoven, the symphony. Let's check it out.
You've worked hard for your money. U.S. Bank Smartly accounts.
So just try to look at the man as that's Yahawashi, right? All the wisdom that he was talking about in Wisdom of Solomon. And then when you go to Paul in the New Testament, the very thing that Yahawashi was telling us and teaching us in all of his lots, Yahweh, the Father, turns around and exalts Yahawashi and makes him wisdom. He is made wisdom. He was made wisdom for us. Wisdom for us. Let me see. It's 1 Corinthians. Look at this, man. Okay, 1 Corinthians 1:30. But of him are ye in Hamashiach Yahawashi, who of the Most High is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. So he's instruction in wisdom. He's also a position in righteousness. He washes us through sanctification, and he redeems us by his blood. Okay, this is Yahawashi now. Now he's highly exalted. He's not this Edomite man. I'm just giving you an example. And all the people playing the instruments, those are your prophets, the 144,000 on Mount Zion. And this is Yahawashi teaching the prophets the new song and the Song of Moses. Dude, it's so fucking awesome, man. Look. So as they read, you see them right there reading. So they're reading what? What are they reading? Well, they're reading music, of course, but what's the music symbolic of? It's the prophecies. It's the testimony of Yahawashi. It's the books. It's everything that's been written down. Remember, John, write down the song. So Yahawashi told John, write it down and send it to the 7 churches, and that's just that one prophecy. That's not all the prophecies, but all the prophecies, all the revelations of Yahweh to Yahawashi, to the prophets, when you bring them all together, the Apocrypha, 1st and 2nd Esdras, Daniel. It's awesome, you guys. Micah chapter 4, just everything, John, everything Paul said. And then what's all in front of you, it takes all these prophets, right? And they all got to have their own section, right? And they're not contrary to each other. They're all just like when you see at camp, you got like 5 or 6 readers. You got a main speaker, and he's got the topic going, right? And he says, hey, I want you to hold this precept. He tells the other guy, I want you to hold that precept, right? Tells the other guy, hold this precept. Then when he's speaking, they're holding their ordered precepts while the man's giving order or giving the lesson, and then the Spirit is still blowing. And someone else says, hey, I got a precept, and he calls on that person, and that person brings a precept, and another precept, and they get the precept they're holding. That's what this is, man. That's what you're looking at. And it's a distinct sound. It's not confusion. This. What you are looking at is, now let's pull. Let's get some hold on. Salakia. Let me see. I want to pull a camp meeting. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find. All right. So this is not. Let me go into here. Let me see if I can, subscriptions, here we go. This is, I want to get an actual, hold on. Slovakia, where the heck? Alright, now you're pissing me off.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Call Halang La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh.
Hold on. Let's do that. Here we go. So this is what you're seeing. So you have multiple men at the table. You see the elders.
And then cast him to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman. Alright. And then
This is a symphony right here. This is what you just saw these fucking people doing. That's man. You understand what I'm trying to say? You see it. So this is the new song being harped. Same here. This is just a very beautiful
punishment. We're gonna punish them. So again, what is GOCC talking about? We're gonna
Okay.
treat them fair.
These are
Moderation, I don't know.
These are camps playing the new song. Multiple harpists following Yahawashi, the conductor, who is ordering out the music, the teaching, the wisdom that his father composed. So I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Kakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.